Okay, the day has come. I am going to start the staining process, but first I'm just going to take some odorless mineral spirits and clean the body off. Get rid of any oils or contaminants or anything that's on the top. Now, I've already raised the grain with some water and sanded that off, so this will not be raising the grain. You'll notice that I also masked off the F-hole. Just put some old t-shirt inside there and then some paper on top just to block any stain from falling into the hole. Okay. I think we're clean enough. And the next step is the color. So here's the plan. I think what I want to do is mostly red, obviously, but I want to do a little yellow just right in the middle, just a hint. Then red all over, and then a darker, I'll add a little black mixed with the red on the edges. Kind of a little bit of a burst effect. So with leather dyes on wood, what I've seen, what I've heard, and what I've experienced is that it's better to put the lighter colors first before putting darker colors on top. Unless you plan to sand it off. Like you could cover this in black, let it dry, sand it off to accentuate the grain. I'm not going to do that since the leather dyes really do penetrate pretty well and can be moved around when adding other colors. I kind of figure that when I add the black on the outside and kind of feather it in, I'll get enough of that. I want the red to be really bright and really not that dark. I want it to be rich, but not maroonish or brownish or anything like that. So first thing I'm going to do is Angelus Leather Dye Yellow. Let's see if you can see that. And this stuff is very concentrated, very rich. So I'm just shaking it, making sure there's no sediment or anything. So you don't really need that much. As you're going to see here, I'm just going to take a little in there. That might even be too much, but it's okay. Cap it up. Now this is alcohol based, so it dries pretty quickly. So I'm going to do the yellow just right in here. Just kind of in the middle. And a lot of that is going to blend in with the red because I'm going to do red on top of everything. So I'm not going to bleed the yellow out all the way. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do for the yellow. I might even try to get a little of the excess off. Okay, so that's the yellow. So now is the fun part, because it's going to be all the red. This is Angelus Leather Dye Red. I've tested this on sample wood and it's very vibrant. I really like the color. Let's see how it comes out here. I'm going to do multiple coats just to darken it. because right off the bat, this red is looking a little too wimpy. But I think once I start adding more coats and adding the black, it's going to work out. And as I add more coats, it does get a little darker. It does dry fast, so within a few minutes, this will be completely dry to the touch. I still feel like there's some parts I missed here, so just gonna keep adding. Might be some glue marks here that aren't taking the stain quite as well. We'll have to work that out when I sand it. Same up here, there's some glue marks there. I thought I sanded those out, but it's really hard to see without the color. When you add the color, you can tell because it just doesn't stick to that. Okay. So now I have this red rag that I can reuse. Now I'm going to take the Angelus black. Oh, sorry, that's upside down. And I'm going to do a little bit of the burst effect on the edges. New rag. I don't want to add too much of this. Just kind of feather it in on the edges like this. So yeah, of course that doesn't quite look right yet, but I will take another rag, add some red, and mix it all in. And this will actually pick up some of the black and spread it around. Yeah, it's already starting to blend in. Okay, I'm going to take my red only rag and go around the middle. I'm going to let it dry for a few minutes and then come back, do a little steel wool sanding to blend in the edges a little better. Then I'll add a second coat, darken the very outer edge, lighten the middle, and we'll see where we get to. This should only take, I don't know, I'll probably give it like 10-15 minutes. It's alcohol based, so it dries off pretty quick. I'll be back. as you notice, I took the liberty of staining the inside of the pickup cavities. I figured I might as well do it now while I'm dyeing things, because I don't want to have to do it later and then screw up the finish on the top. So it's the right time. So now I think I'm ready for another coat of red. Okay, let me add a little bit more of the black on the edges. So I'm going to sand it down some more. It's been hours drying, so it's completely dry. And now I'm going to sand it. It's definitely dark, and I want to lighten the middle a little bit, so I'm going to just sand. I already started doing some sanding, and I've noticed the glue marks are back. But again, I'm going to cover that with the black because I'll do another coat here. But first, more sanding. I thought about taking an orbital sander to this, but this semi-hollow area is just very thin and very delicate, so I don't want to take any risk of a snag, cracking it or anything, so I'm doing everything manually. Okay, I think I'm going to put on the gloves and do some more staining. So I'm going to do the black edge a little bit, cover up all these things, and then do red to blend it. This is basically a process of trial and error, just keep staining, blending, looking, just making sure it looks how you want it. And you keep trying. You sand it. Until it looks good. Big shout out to Big D Guitars. I watched pretty much all your videos on using leather dye to stain guitars. You do a great job. Pretty much following your lead. You'll see on the rag how it picks up all the black. So the more I use this rag, the more I'm going to be spreading black around, so I have to find non-black spots or start with a new rag. This one's mostly red. Okay, I'll let it dry again. Probably let it dry overnight. And take a look at it in the morning. See if I want to do the clear coat or do a little more sanding. But I think it's looking pretty cool.